The looting machine, warlords, tycoons, smugglers, and the systematic theft of Africa's wealth, penned by British author and journalist Tom Burgis in 2015, casts a critical spotlight on a series of clandestine agreements struck in the past 2 decades between multinational corporations and African political leaders. Burgis contends that these covert pacts perpetuate profound income inequality by permitting both domestic and foreign elites to amass the burgeoning wealth generated in resource-rich African nations during the era of modern globalization. In his narrative, Burgis challenges some of the more optimistic narratives surrounding Africa's future in the age of globalization. For instance, the phrase Africa Rising has been employed to describe the surge in economic development across sub-Saharan Africa since 2000. Undeniably, various African countries have experienced significant positive transformations, resulting in unprecedented economic growth that outpaces much of the rest of the world. Following the Cold War, numerous nations have adopted democratic systems, accompanied by the expected increase in government accountability. The proliferation of mobile phone usage and internet access has fostered a burgeoning consumer class and a surge in local entrepreneurship. Nonetheless, Burgis contends that the anticipation of these developments giving rise to a robust African middle class has been thwarted by the actions of multinational corporations and banks engaged in the methodical exploitation of Africa's abundant natural resources. These resources encompass oil reserves in Nigeria and Angola, coltan and diamonds in the Democratic Republic of Congo, bauxite in Guinea, and uranium deposits in Niger. Additionally, Burgis contends that any potential progress made towards responsible governance in the aftermath of the Cold War has been nullified by the influx of foreign capital, channeled to African political elites in exchange for access to these resources. Instead of prioritizing long-term accountability to their nation's citizens, these often tenuous powerholders prioritize securing short-term financial injections through partnerships with resource-hungry Western corporations. Consequently, Burgis argues that the 21st century's globalization of information and trade has, in many cases, harmed African countries as much as it has helped. Burgis substantiates these assertions through 2 primary means. First, he presents a wealth of statistical references drawn from global economic development studies and public-private shareholder statements. Second, he provides compelling anecdotal evidence through interviews with ordinary African citizens, including fishermen and miners, who have yet to reap the benefits of their continent's economic upswing. One of the central antagonists in the book is Dan Gertler, an Israeli tycoon who amassed immense wealth through investments in natural resources, particularly in the Democratic Republic of Congo. In this nation, he holds substantial interests in diamond and copper mining. By cultivating a close relationship with Joseph Kabila, who assumed the presidency following his father's assassination, Gertler contributed $20 million to finance Kabila's administration. In return, he secured exclusive rights to purchase all Congolese mined diamonds. Beyond the human rights violations associated with the country's diamond industry, this agreement resulted in a significant portion of Congolese mining profits flowing out of the nation. According to Burgis, between 2007 and 2012, merely 2%. Burgis reveals that merely 5% of the $41 billion generated by the mining industry in Congo found its way into the country's modest budget. Moreover, he does not limit his censure to individual entrepreneurs, but extends it to entire nations. For instance, he dedicates considerable attention to the Queensway Group, a Hong Kong-based syndicate established by Chinese businessman Sam Pa. This group has orchestrated deals in Angola, the Republic of Congo, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Zimbabwe, effectively siphoning off these nations' resource-driven profits and perpetuating oppressive regimes. Despite the Chinese government's official stance of having no direct affiliation with the Queensway Group, Burgis cites reports suggesting otherwise. According to these reports, Chinese government officials are among the primary beneficiaries of Sam Pa's contentious syndicate. In fairness, Burgis acknowledges that the paradoxical plight of being a resource-rich country is a long-standing issue dating back to the 20th century. Thus, the trends he elucidates cannot be solely attributed to the multinational wrongdoing that has escalated since the end of the Cold War. The inherent volatility of natural resource prices often leads to significant economic fluctuations within a nation, posing challenges for prudent government planning and investment. Additionally, high export rates can drive down import prices dramatically, negatively impacting local businesses not involved in the country's primary export sector. However, responsible governance strategies, such as currency pegs to combat inflation or judicious expansion of social welfare programs, can significantly mitigate these repercussions. Regrettably, many African leaders have little incentive to pursue such mitigating policies, as they have become beneficiaries of lucrative but predatory agreements with external corporate and financial interests. According to the New York Times, the looting machine is a courageous and resolute work. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.